What is up, everyone? Barricade here, and I'm bringing you guys episode 12 of Gears of War Lore. Today, I'm going to be talking about Sofia. Many people actually wonder, what happened to her after Gears of War Judgment, and even though it says so in the Aftermath campaign, I've actually seen a lot of people kind of confused on what happened. I've seen many people argue about whether, yeah, he said she got kidnapped, but many people seem to still be confused by, what happened exactly. And oh, by the way, this gameplay was a special event in Judgment where it was the Nasher and Breach shot only. If you notice, I'm probably going to be using Nasher a lot in this gameplay, but the reason why is I wanted to use Breach shot mostly, but a few matches before this, I played a few matches before I recorded this one, and everyone was just swinging and using Nasher, and they actually would win because I'm over here trying to Breach shot only, and everyone's just swinging and using Nasher. So I said, you know what, I'm going to use Nasher too, and that's why you see me using Nasher a lot. But I do get some sick headshots in here. But anyways, back to Sofia. What happened to her? Well, Paddock basically explained it. It was pretty simple. But what happened after Judgment was they left. They left, and she went with him to Halvo Bay. After what happened in Judgment, she went back to Halvo Bay with Paddock, and during the events of Gears 1 and 2 and all that stuff, she was with him, and they were. I'm not really sure if they were romantically together. Someone can clarify that for me. I'm not really sure if they were like romantically together. Probably pretty sure. It kind of makes sense why a guy and girl would leave together, but regardless if they were or not, they lived in Halvo Bay, and they were a part of like a group of people that were from the UIR and the COG. So they kind of like stranded in a way, but they actually didn't consider themselves stranded. I think they were probably better off than stranded, so that's probably why they didn't consider themselves stranded. It's kind of vague on that part, but regardless, they left to be in Halvo Bay with a group of people, and they lived there for a while. But what happened to her was basically what Paddock said, and he said, I'm quoting him right now, is Bear kept asking him, and he says, "You want to know what happened to Sofia? She was kidnapped while she was out on patrol. I watched it happen through my scope. I was only able to kill one of them. He dropped these, and then he hands Baird some cog tags, and then he tells him, 'You want to stay friends? Let's never see each other again.'" Well, basically what happened right there was she was kidnapped by men. I've heard people argue and say it was Locust or whatever, but no, it wasn't Locust, and it wasn't stranded. What happened was she was kidnapped by, well, I guess they were stranded, but what happened was she was kidnapped by men, and they were former COG soldiers. They were, when he killed that one guy, the guy, he was wearing COG tags, so she was kidnapped by not COG soldiers that were in the army already. Normal COG soldiers wouldn't do that. They're busy working on trying to defeat the Locusts and stuff. They wouldn't be out trying to kidnap women. And so they were like ex-COG soldiers that, they obviously kidnapped her for a reason, And it's kind of sad because they never actually specified what happened to her after that. It was kind of vague. But in my honest opinion, the sad thing is why do, in the real world and stuff like that, when the world is really twisted like that, why do men kidnap women? Why do a group of men capture women? What for? Obviously, they probably just raped her and killed her. It's kind of sad to think of her that way because she was a good character, and for her to end up like that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to her, unfortunately. And it's really sad, and not to mention it really strengthens Paddock's hate for the COG because he was a UIR before he helped them in Halvo Bay and stuff and joined the COG and stuff. You clearly see that he hates the COG and Judgment, and you can't blame him because in the UIR it was the army he was against, so he grew up and part of the UIR, hated the COG his whole life. You can't blame him for not liking him, and then he finally joins them to fight against the Locust, and he goes through all that crap that happened in Judgment, against Karn and all that stuff. And then he probably finally felt, this isn't like canon or anything, but this is what my, personal thoughts on it. He probably, felt a little better about the COG, they helped him defeat Karn and all that stuff. And he met, Sofia, who was a COG soldier. So, his, idea of the COG probably got a little better, he probably respected him at least a little bit more because, you know, he was with Sofia, who was a COG soldier, and then only for that to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad how he can, you know, be with a COG soldier and then have her kidnapped and killed by another COG soldier or ex-COG soldier, whichever way you want to see it. And you know, it's kind of sad. You know, I can understand his hate. It's always a type of like race thing that was between the COG and the Indies. If you read the novels, you'll know what I'm talking about. The Indies and the COGs, you know, the UIR and the COGs, they never liked each other. They fought for 79 years in the Pendulum Wars. So, you know, it's only obvious that Paddock wouldn't like him. And then when he finally starts to like him, that happens. Like, that's just really sad. And it's not Baird's fault. I'm pretty sure he doesn't hate Baird, but I'm pretty sure he hates the COG for what happened. You know what I mean? What kind of army has these type of soldiers that go out and rape women when they're not in the COG anymore? When they're not in the army anymore? That's actually really sad, you know? But obviously, not all COG soldiers are like this. But anyways, if you guys like this video, please definitely like and subscribe, guys. I'm going to do more Gears of War lore. I just thought I'd make this one real quick because people are actually asking me about this a lot, and they want to know what happened to Sofia after, you know, Judgment. So I thought I'd make this episode. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Tell me any ideas of what you would like to see in any Gears of War lore episodes. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.